Good morning, fourth grade. Today we're going to go over an example of how to find a missing side when you're either given the area or the perimeter for a rectangle or a square. Now, before we do this, it's important that you review and look at the formulas that we put in for the area and the perimeter of a rectangle and also the area and the perimeter of a square. So let's get right into the first problem. Find the unknown measure. So our unknown measure, as you could tell, is going to be our question mark because we don't know what it is. We do know this one. And we'll get into what this one is. The area of the rectangle is 36 square feet. So I know I'm working with the area. Show your work. All right, so when it says show your work, we need to make sure that we're showing how we solved or explaining what we did to find our answer. So the first thing I'm going to do is I know it's area, so I'm just going to write down my area formula. Area equals length times width. I know that that's my formula to find the area of a rectangle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the information that I was given and I'm going to fill it into my formula and then I'll reassess kind of where I'm at. So I can fill in, it told me the area is 36 square feet. So for A area, I can put in 36 equals. Now, the length is still our unknown side, so I'm just going to leave it as L. I know length times width. The width is 3 feet, so I will fill in 3. So now my formula looks a little bit different. Now, instead of saying area equals length times width, I filled in the area and I filled in the width, and I'm looking for the length. So I know 36 is equal to the length times 3. So there's two different ways that we can solve this now that we've gotten to this point. One way is I could sit here and I could try and think, what number, because we're talking about a number, the length, times 3 equals 36. What number times 3 equals 36? And I could kind of just take some guesses maybe in my head. I could see 3 times 9, well, that equals 27, so I know it's got to be more than 9. Let's try 3 times 11 maybe? Well, that equals 33, so I know it's more than that. 3 times 12, and that does equal 36. So that's one way that I could find it, and I would know that my length is equal to 36 by doing kind of a guess and check. Now, another way that we can do it is, we also know that multiplication and division are inverse operations. So that tells me that, for example, if I were to do 12, and I will insert a division sign for you guys instead of just writing it. If I do 12 divided by 4 equals 3, I also know that 4 times 3 equals 12. So I know that they're inverse operations. It works both ways. So a way that I could do this then is I could do 36 divided by 3 equals, and I'll know that equals 12. So that should also mean that 3 times 12 equals 36. So I know that my L, or my length, will be 36. So I know that 36 is equal to 12 times 3. So this tells me, the missing side is 12 feet. Now it's important, I know we're using numbers, we're moving them around a lot, we're not always including our units when we're moving them because we're typing and writing a lot. It is important though to include it in your answer because it's not just saying that it's 12, the missing side is 12 feet. You have to include the units. If I just say 12, could be 12 centimeters, 12 meters, right? You need to include your units. And that's really how you're going to show your work. Maybe a guess and check, maybe how you found it, and then also your formula that you use to solve.